Welcome everyone again to another masterclass. Today's class we'll be talking about how you can find and create your unique style as a photographer. One thing I'll tell you is that, believe me, you have to be known for something. You cannot copy everybody and you cannot try to be like every other photographer. As you grow in photography, you have to master a process where you can curate your own style that works for you. You have to come to a point where people will see your work and they know it's your work. I'm sure you guys see that a lot online. When you see some pictures, you just know that it has to be this person that took this picture. I have a style that people know me for till now that I try to stick with. A lot of times I can be enticed with some other styles that I see and I want to imitate, because it's not like I can't imitate, but I always try to remind myself and say, okay, this is what clients are booking you for. This is what you are known for. So do not change it, but you can only make it better. But I found that a lot of photographers don't even know how to create their own style. So today they approach their photography in one way. Tomorrow they approach the photography in another way. Some customers will see your work and they've chose you because of a certain style of photograph they saw. And by the time you are serving that customer, you are coming with a totally different approach entirely, and it's a disaster. So if you do not learn to curate your style, you cannot stand out. It's that simple. The only way to stand out is to have a style. And we'll be touching on all the steps you need to follow if you want to curate your style. So let us get started. Like I said, it's important that you learn to stand out. And the only way to stand out is by curating your style. And it's even applicable to business too. When it comes to your business approach, when it comes to your customer service, your sales process, your customer experience, everybody has their own way of doing their thing. Well, in this particular class, we're focusing on the photograph, how your photographs can stand out and you are known for a particular style. Because when it comes to photography, there are different styles. And if you are shooting different styles of photography, you will be in the crowd. There's nothing special about you. You are not known for anything. And it takes time to do this, but you have to understand how to do it so that with time, you can keep curating. Even till now, I'm still curating my style. We keep enhancing it through better equipment, through better light, through upgrading the color, all of those things that we do. But let me run you through the steps quickly. So, step one, understand what the photography style is. So let's talk about what a photography style is. I'm sure you guys already have an understanding, but let's talk about it. So, style. What is a photography style? In summary, a photography style is how you create your images. How you create your images. As a professional photographer, you need to have your own how. That how is important. Your own how that makes you stand out. That you can be in a space with another photographer and that other photographer too has his own how. And you are not intimidated by it because you have yours. You have your own way of getting your results. A lot of times when I shoot weddings and the client books more than one photographer, when we shoot, we don't have the same how. So that's why when our pictures come out, even though we shoot the exact same person in the same exact location, in the same exact time, everything is the same. The picture is still different. Why? Because there's a style. And when you are shooting another photographer, that's the time it will show you your style or your copy, So it's important that you have your own how, and that's the whole meaning of style. You need to have your own signature. Very important. You need to have your own signature. And signature is not logo. You understand? Of course, you put logo in your images. I strongly recommend that, especially if you are growing. But signature is not what? Logo. Logo is just branding. Signature is the perception of the image. This thing is this person's style. That's why a lot of times, photographers that copy a big name, when you see their work, you will first think is that big name. I say, this picture looks like Red Magic. This has to be Red Magic work. You now see that, it's not Red Magic. Naturally, the first instinct that comes to mind is this person is copying Red Magic. The person may not even be copying Red Magic, but that's what you will feel. Only they are copying Red Magic. Yes. Yeah, we have it that one. It's even about in the wedding industry now. Colors are similar, everybody's shooting the same thing. There's nothing that makes any. You're not even unique to your style. Everybody's just using the same preset, the same color, the same lighting, the same thing all over the place. It's okay to follow the trend, but you have to live in the times too. You cannot be your old school. You can't say half style, and everybody's moving ahead of you. You still have to follow the trend, but you still have to stand out in that process. So a style means how you shoot. It means what is your signature. Find inspiration without without THOUT, Connie, without copy, without copying. Find inspiration without copying. I have it here. I said, study other photographers, but don't mimic. The problem is mimic. Study other photographer, but don't do what? Don't mimic. But you can analyze their work. See, the only way you can create a style is to use other people's style. Know that now. The only way you can create a style is to use other people's style. But the best way to do it is to use different people's style to make up your own style. Not that you take one photographer and you want to copy and paste what the person is doing. That's copying. No. The whole idea is you take from here, take from here, take from here, take from here to make your style. I will still break it down for you. So don't mimic, but analyze their work. You can look at the photographer so can say, you like the way the shadow is. Okay, what type of light is he using to get this texture of shadow? Is he using V flats on this other side? Is he using reflector, or is he not using anything? Oh, this photographer doesn't use strobe like that. He does a lot of window lights. Or this photographer now only outdoor they do. So you can pick, analyze. Why is this photographer? His pictures are looking very warm. Is it the light here is warm, or is it the color grade, or is it? So analysis, it gives you details. So fortunately, some photographers have content that they use to talk about their process. Some you go through their class. It depends. You figure out who you are interested in. But for the most part, analyzing their work is better than copying their work. They are not the same. You understand? So you use their content to study their work. You look at it. You read it. Oh, okay. This side is that, because shadows are different. For example, if looking at me now, facing this direction, there's light coming from here. Where is the shadow? Here, right? If we take off the grid from this thing, automatically it changes the texture of this shadow. If I change the whole texture of the lights entirely, and if we bring reflector here now, it changes the texture of shadow. Shadow will still be there, but it will change the texture. If we use white reflector, it's a different texture. If we use silver reflector, it's a different texture. If we use gold reflector, it's a different. So it's not the same feel of shadow you'll be getting. That's the meaning of style. We have some photographers that they always use gold reflectors. We have some photographers they use silver reflectors. Some they prefer white reflectors. Even softbox, the inner or umbrellas, the inner texture. Some are silver, some are white. They give you different light texture. For example, the one that has inner white gives you very soft. It gives you a softer feel on the skin than the one that has silver. The one that has give you this silver specular eyeliner. I don't know how to explain it. It just look a little bit glassy. Glass, like glass. Not as glass, but a texture. If you have to sit down and compare it with white. So they are not the same. So you can be looking at some images, and the best way to come to that point is to practice, to try. To try to mimic what this guy is using. Some people, they shoot one side lighting, and they have a lot of side on this side. But that one side, they use 2 lights on one side, 3 lights on one side. Some they use only 1 light, and the shadow is strong. Different approach. So you take your time to analyze different photographers that you like. Of course, you have to start with the photographers that you do what you like. So when I say create your style, don't just look at everybody, random person. Someone that you're actually in love with, say, oh, you love to create something like this. But your goal is not to copy. It's to understand the person's approach to creating those images and using that formula to now devise your whole. You understand? For example, my signature color grades, all my colors, they were not originally created by me. No. It's not like I don't create color from scratch. I'm not going to do that. I use other people's color that I bought with time. I now do what? I put it back inside processor. I now mix it again using the software I use. I'm a Lightroom person for my color grade. I now do what? Tweak it, change it, transform it, and now bring out my own type of color. That's what I use now, my own magic presets. Magic preset is a preset that was derived from existing presets. Sure, you get, because but you can never know you can never know where I derived it from. In fact, you probably know who was the presets if I tell you, but if I don't tell you, you will never know. because I've already changed the preset. So it will be very hard for you to even trace the source. It's not the case where I just take the presets, I just paste it and I go. No. You understand? So that is how to do it. So you analyze, you find inspiration from there and do not mimic. Very, very important. Maybe you're learning something. Now, step 2, experiment with different shooting techniques. Experiment with different shooting techniques. Let's just leave it this way. Experiment with different shooting techniques. The best way to analyze an existing photography work is by experimenting. You cannot analyze it by looking at the image and say, look at it. It's obvious that this person must have used silver reflector. This person must have used this type of softbox. No. If you are fortunate to be in the person's class and they tell you how, good for you. Or they make content like me, good for you. But if you are not, you experiment. So why did I say it? Sorry guys. Like, why is it looking like this? Okay, let me try it. Let me my next shoot. That's why as a creative, you have to do a lot of shoots. You're not supposed to wait for customer to give you a job for you to create. Even if it's your brother, or your sister, or your girlfriend, who cares? As long as you are creating. So you say, okay, how did you achieve this point? Let me try. Okay, I'll try and use this light. I'll try and replicate it in my best way. So when you try, that's when you gain clarity. And the beauty of it is that when you are experimenting, that's where you get your style. That I can guarantee you. That's where your style becomes in such a way that you will forget the source. Like, you will forget the person that you are even trying to imitate. You will just find one sweet spot that works so well for you. I just be like, I like what I'm getting. I like this feel. I like this. And you just stay there because you are falling in love with it. So if I'll be honest with you, getting your style comes from practice. But it's just good that you have a foundation for your practice. You don't just stand and say you want to do a shoot and put a model there or wherever and you just shoot. No. There has to be somewhere you're coming from. That's how we have mood board. Okay, how do I want to? Okay, I like Red Magic's style of the way he shoots brides. So let me put together a bridal shoot. Okay, the way he shoots robe, let me try it. Okay, it looks like he's shooting in the window. You now place your own model by the window. You take the shot, but you are not feeling what you're getting. You might even have gotten something very close to what you are trying to copy, but maybe you're not feeling that. Wait, let me add continuous light to my own to feel this side. Let me see what it gives me. And you will not like it, and it's not actually what I do. But you found your own sweet spots. So experimenting is very, very important. Different shooting techniques. We're still in the shooting stage here, right? Different. So when you're practicing, that's why I usually tell photographers that don't just wait for clients before you shoot. You will not grow that way. You have to shoot before clients come. Because the more you shoot, the more you become better. Why? Because when you are shooting models or your collaboration, whatever thing you do, you have enough time to try things. You can't try things on clients now. You try things on when you are doing your own shoots. You can do anything. You can even make mistake. Nobody will do responsibility. Your shoots. You can put your brother there, put your sister, and create something. Try things. Put it. In fact, I used to tell photographers that I just starting at that the best way to learn is to shoot. You shoot. You will master photography with time without having to go to a photography class. That I can guarantee. Practice, because you try things now. You just try and error. When I started photography, I didn't really have a lot of education like that. I didn't go for classes. I was just working in one photography studio and I was not really learning much, to be honest. I was just there. I was never working there because I was a banker. I just used to go there every evening and go home. But I was able to save up some money quickly to get one small crop sensor I was using then. 50D. Canon 50D. Yes, 50D. Is it 50D or 500D? It's 500D. Very 50D, man. It's 500D, sorry. It was very small. But so I used to live with my sister and our son was my model. So I would go online, check some pictures, screenshot them, or the person I was working with, she was a lady. I would take a picture, look at him. Sometimes I would see the way she lights. I look at him. I would go home and put this is like a 3-year-old boy. And so when I say son, I don't mean model. Small boy. He has one small bicycle. So I just see he likes the bicycle, just sit on that bicycle, just stay there. I will now experiment those lights on him. So nobody taught me camera settings. I just have, is that cool? I will not look at the settings. Look at aperture. I'll try. In less than 3 months, do. That was it. I was able to create, to be honest. So experimenting, you see something, you experiment. You don't see something and analyze it in your mind and it ends in your mind. You will never get it. By the time you're in front of a client, you will mess it up. Believe me, you will just be confused. When you experiment, you will get it. So it's better that this is the main part of this whole class. Experiment. And it has to be consistent. So experiment, even people that make the greatest discoveries, they don't experiment once. All the scientists and all the geniuses that we are looking up to today, they've done it. Look at the guy that invented vacuum cleaner. He did it 1,000 times. Created the thing before you could get the vacuum cleaner technology right. And many other people that have made the best inventions. And it's the same thing when it comes to photography. All these photographers that you love their work today is because they've been shooting over time. So they've shot and shot and shot so much that with time they've followed the particular direction because that's what they like. So you see Felix Crown, there's a way his pictures looks very glamorous. You know, very glamorous and clean, head to toe. That's why you see people that are in the fashion space would look because it shoots a lot of glam. Then you see someone like T.Y. Bello would give you, she shoots a lot of women. You don't see this 18-year-old lady going to T.Y. Bello. That's not our demography. Because she shoots with grace. People that women are celebrating 50, 60, they are thanking God for coming this far. That's T.Y. Bello. So you don't see one slay mama like this going to T.Y. Bello. I don't think they will connect. In my opinion, that's not a style. And the way T.Y. Bello would get those images out, it will communicate in the color, in the pose, in the costume, everything, the light, everything speaks that same style. Soft, clean, tender. So you see the person like, thank you, glory to God. That's the style. And you go to Big H, you see artistry. It will carry you from Nigeria and take you to heaven. And you can have wings. That's his style. And when he applies his artistry, you see a lot of pop of color in his work. It's his style. You can say, okay, you want that type of artistry, but you don't want pop of color. You want to be cool or moody. It depends. You can say you want that type of grace, but you should have pop of color. Everybody has their approach. If you go to someone like Aham Ibeleme, his own images are more vintage, and it has a lot of film look. You guys know Aham. Check him out after the class. More vintage, film look. So people that are looking for vintage vibe, film, grungy look, they go to Aham. Everybody has so Aham can charge eye. T.Y. can charge eye. Not because they are better than you, but because they have a identity that makes them stand out. They have a style. It's the style. So when you want to create your style, you will look at these people that already have style and analyze it. When you analyze it, you now experiment. What type of light are they using? Why is the light looking like this? What are they doing? You know, the approach to the pose, the costume, all of this, and you analyze. Then you now experiment. That experimenting part, very crucial. If you don't experiment, you are just lying to yourself. You experiment. You check my audio. Okay, we're good. You know, you experiment. Very, very important that you experiment. So it is through experimenting that you now develop a signature. Because I've learned that only people that are intentional about having a signature end up having a signature. So you have to have it in your mind that, I will stand out. I want to be different. If you don't have it in mind, you will never be different. You find out, you just go by. And you are a photographer and you just be copying. And the problem with copying is that you will never be satisfied with one style. Because you don't have an identity. So because every time you will see beautiful things. A lot of times I see a lot of beautiful, I'm a wedding photographer. I see a lot of beautiful wedding pictures that I want to be like, hey, I like the way this I shoot. I will now go to this person's page, scroll down, I say, I need to start shooting like this. But I call myself back. I say, no, Shay, you are known for something. Don't go down this road. And I've been there. Before I started curating my style intentionally years ago, there will be some photographers that will come out, they'll be trending, they'll be hot. And me, I want to catch up. So the job I have around that period, I will now go and copy those people. Damn, disaster. Client to say, why is my leg black like this? And my own shot zone is not naturally not like that. But I was trying to copy. And it's usually a disaster until I came to terms with my style and I stuck to it. You understand? So I don't change it. I rarely change my style. I just tweak it because you have to tweak or you cannot be doing the same thing forever. Most of these top people you look up to, they do upgrade every year. They are still upgrading. But they don't, but it doesn't look like they are changing. Or they are. It's just very subtle. small, medium, just gradually, and they are improving on that style. So through analyzing, then you experiment, which means practicing, you develop a signature. You develop a signature. And developing a signature is not just through analyzing other people's work. We need to talk a lot about color. That color part, very, very important. You know, color, contrast and tone. Color, contrasts, and what? Tone. Very, very important. You see some images, sometimes they look very green, some look very red, some look very warm, yellow, hot. When I say hot, like warm. Some look very blue, moody, like it's a cloudy weather. Style. Nothing is more beautiful than when someone opens your website or opens your Instagram, and just before they maximize any image, just the first glance of your page, everything looks in a way similar. Without opening any image, you get what I'm trying to say? Everything looks just like similar to each other. Nothing beats that. Is that your smoke? Do BTS. You understand? Nothing beats that. I can tell you for free. A lot of times you will enter some people's page, everything is looking cluttered. Different ones looking red and looking blue. All the images are not looking, there's no identity to the image. It will be very hard for people to book because they are confused. Because when a potential client opens your page or your website and they click on an image, oh, I love this. This is nice. They now scroll to the next one. That one is another style. They don't mean the next one is bad. It's just a different style. If I don't believe there's bad image. It's style. They see another, maybe they saw a warm tone image that looks so good. They now scroll to the next one. They now see something looking blue. And the baby person doesn't like blue images. Yes. Maybe person doesn't like blue images. You can naturally just be like, okay, what's going on here? They get all confused. What's this guy doing? They go to the next one. They're like, okay, another style again. They won't even know his style because they don't understand. Clients don't understand these things. So they'll be like, mommy, I don't like this picture. It's not looking good. Because it's not what they like. The fact that they don't like it, that means it's not a good image to them. They are not professionals like you and I. So they'll be like, this picture is not looking good. I don't like this picture. I'm not sure this guy is good like that. And this other picture is good though. I bet should we book him? But this one was not nice. What's if we're going to give us a picture that's not nice like this? Let's try another person. That's what happens. So all these conversations are conversations that will be said, and there's nothing you can do. You can't control it. You don't even know who is talking, whoever. So it's important that you apply all of this when you are developing your style. Use existing colors. Use existing colors. So the best way to come up with your efficient or preferable color for your style is to use existing colors. There's nothing wrong with learning to color grade from scratch. You can do your research, master it. But if you want to do this faster, I strongly advise you use existing colors. Use other people's colors as a base point to start. So there's nothing wrong in this day and age if you buy presets. In fact, I believe you should buy presets. You can't be doing this and you are trying to master color grading from scratch. Times have passed. We won't have AI now doing color grading. So why are you stressing yourself learning from scratch? There's nothing futuristic about mastering how to color grade from scratch, in my opinion. When there's tech that can help you do it. So if other people can give you their color, you use that as a baseline. It gives you a good starting point. Sometimes you paste those colors, your image already looks nice. You now build from there to maybe add more warmth, add more tints, add more green, or more orange to change the tone to what is more or most appealing to you, as a creative. And it's the same as contrast. Contrast means the intensity of the highlight and the intensity of the shadows. So it's up to you. You can determine if you want a lot of shadow in the edits. The shadow you get in the image is different. In the edit, you cannot decide how intense you want the shadow is. You want to increase the shadow to make it deep, or you want to loosen the shadow to make it soft. And the same thing for the highlight. You want all the white areas of the image to be super bright, or you want the highlight to be cool. For example, now I love my highlight to be cool. I don't like too much highlight. So when I'm editing, I reduce the highlights. I reduce the whites. That's my style. Another photographer will come here and take up the highlights, take up the white. There's no right, there's no wrong. It's style. Everybody has their style and what works for them. So you have to figure all of that out, which ultimately leads you to your tone. The temperature of the image. Is it warm? Do you like warm images? I like warm images. Some people don't like warm images. Some people like cool images, moody. And some clients like cool too. Everybody has taste out there. The same way some people like this musician. Some hate the musician. They don't like his music. That's the same way for photography. Some people image, they want their image to look cool. They don't want it looking all flashy. Why some, if you're looking cool, you get angry. They want it to pop and colorful. So you have to choose your lane. Don't shoot cool today, shoot pop tomorrow. No, you are confusing your audience and you can't stand out that way. So you have to choose your, or is it, let me put it that way, and stay there, because there'll be times that people will criticize your style. People will see your style like, what's this guy shooting? But on the same way, some people will come and say, oh, your style is just the best. I love it. They will not even call it your style, because they don't even, just say, I just love your work. The work is the best. You understand? So the one that you do is you develop a signature using your color, your contrast, and your what? And your toe. Then it's important that you shoot consistently. I've said this before. Consistency. Consistency. Very key. Because the only way to come to the point where you master this style is by being consistent. Oh. If you stop, you will not get there. Because building a style or creating a signature style takes time. It doesn't happen in 1 week. You will keep creating over time. And your style will keep getting better. You will keep refining it. It will keep better with time. That's the only way it can work. You do not create a style by just analyzing an image one day and doing a shoot the next day. And the day after, you've created and you have a style. It doesn't work that way. It is with time. As you are falling in love with the style, you are putting it out there, then the reaction you are getting for your style. People are talking about it. This guy's work is nice. This guy's work is terrible. You know. Oh, people are not accepting what I'm dishing out the best way. Let me fine tune it. Let me make it better. But it starts from what you love anyway. But it's also important that you consider how people are receiving that style, in the public. So consistency is very key. Very, very key. Very, very key. So it takes time. Like I said, it takes time to develop. So you must think about the time factor. Time. I've been doing this for a lot of years and I'm not there yet. I still find ways to fine tune my style, to make it better, to make it nicer, to make it more appealing to my customer. I still do it here now. It never ends. So you have to understand that developing a style is a journey till the day you choose to drop the camera. It's a journey. Till the day you say, I know they shoot again. It will never stop. You will keep refining it. But you have to come to a point where your style has become so refined that people already know you for something. And at the first glance of your image, they already know it is you. But it takes time, like I said. It takes time. So this is not something you do hastily. Just build yourself. And the best way to do that is to do what? Experiment on a consistent basis. Experiment on a consistent basis. Experiment. Edit. You can edit a picture today and you like the result. And you go back to that picture next week and edit it with a different approach, with a different preset, with a different style. Experiment constantly. If you do this over the years, I can guarantee you that definitely with time, your style will be created. But to make it easy, don't forget that you find inspiration from other photographers without copying. That's where it starts from. The ones that you like, start from there, then you now build from them. Use their color, use their presets, learn their lighting setup, practice their lighting setup, practice the way they apply their preset, practice the software they use. Some people use Capture One, some people use Lightroom. The ones that you like, if you like the way his color come out, and you know it's a Capture One user, you to go and use Capture One to understand his approach. While you do all of these things and you're trying them on your images, you would also get your own style. Some people even go as far as buying the exact camera the person they are looking up to is using. In my opinion, that one is even extreme. But nevertheless, just find what works. But I can guarantee you that the more you experiment on a consistent basis, the closer you get to achieving your style. I hope you guys have got value. Thank you very much. Let's stop. Let's change on to the next one.